food, every step you walk, so I have learned that, and jitna bhi yaad aata, like how much ever I can remember, I uh, I remember and practice and pay my gratitude on a very regular basis, especially water,
Hmm.
um, um, food, air, and especially when I go for a morning walk. There was one practice where you have to count 100 step and say 100 times thank you. That was a practice in that book.
Mm.
So all these three or four things which I do it on a regular basis. So water is one of the most important. And since then only, even for tea also, like I just touched to my forehead because something very special. Like so, and every time whenever I sit for meditation, I just try to take one water bottle and sit along with myself because I don't remember. I think you suggested or somewhere it was suggested that if you keep the water bottle beside you, even that gets recharged, like
Mm.
during the meditation. So these are my regular day practice. So I just want to share if everyone can try to bring it on a every time possible practice. It will be really great.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wonderful, Archana ji.
Yeah, that's my
Thank
experience
you
from the
for
last
sharing.
4 5 months. Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful,
And
beautiful.
yes, we should try and remember and try to do every time possible,
True,
especially
true.
water and food.
Yeah.
And even my walk also, like even Okoka step, I pay gratitude. Oh, I'm able to walk. So whatever, so that book has been really helpful. And doing meditation has taught me to be aware of those what I have learned and to practice those.
Wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful, Archana ji.
pretty
Can
much.
you share
Thank
the
you.
Thank you.
book name, Archana?
Hmm?
Can you share the book name of the book?
Oh yeah, sure. It's The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. It's a 30 days practice book. So yes, and it makes you practice. And I have been practicing all the whatever they have taught from last I think 5 months or 5.5 months. Yes, each and everything whatever they have mentioned in that book. Yes,
Okay. Can
it's
you
a beautiful
please
book.
write in the chat window? We
Sure, I
could
will
not get the name.
right away. I'll
Thank you
do
so
that.
much.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's wonderful. So, friends, that's nice to hear the stories and experiences about awareness and water. So, let us now connect and experience again the water. Hope you all have your water containers or bucket or a tub so that we all now today to connect, we will be, let's say, placing our feet into the water in the tub. So, hope you all are ready. Whoever do not have this possibility, of course, we can connect to the water. We will even guide that. Yeah. So, make sure the water is of your comfortable temperature. If you have salt, you can put it. If you don't have it, that's fine too. So, so sit comfortably, friends. Be open, just as we always do. As open as the element to which we are trying to connect. Did you notice? Water is so flexible. It takes the shape of the container in which it is poured. It is open. So let us all be open now. How to be open? To be open is to allow, is to accept without any conditions. So, not using our logical mind, not using our knowing till today, not processing the information, just let it flow. We all are connecting to each other in a very soothing, comfortable, grounding, and powerful grid with the help of the most abundant resource, water. Our body in itself exists due to this element, water. 100 trillion cells of water exists in each one of us. They talk to each other, they communicate with each other. They are the building blocks of the information, of the energy, of everything that we experience. We are all at different places, but we are all connected thanks to this element, water. As we exhale, daily we give away through our breath a quarter liter of water through our breath. And the air, the atmosphere, contains more water than all the waters put together in rivers in the form of humidity. So the water vapor from our breath speaks, communicates, connects through the water element in the air to each and everyone, to each and every being that is existing in this moment. And that connection happens instantly the moment we become aware, even effectively. So just be open to receive, to connect to the water element, and open to hear to this grand power of life, water. Have deepest reverence, greatest gratitude to this element. because without that, nothing exists. We are all so very fortunate today to pay our respect and to equally embrace the greatness with our gratitude to the water element. Let us invite by asking this water element to share every necessary information to each and every cell of our being. First, let us put this intention, and as you think, notice that this thought, the memory, the intention, the energy of your thought is transmitted through your breath to the universe via the water element. It is all happening in the now. You can even see that. You can visualize that. Asking and inviting the universe to let all the required information to get into this water. You can see that all the energy, all the wisdom, you can see that, you can visualize that in the container of water. There are greater beings supporting this process, and we are all closely connected in this energy grid. This water is gathering this divine information, this divine knowledge that is required to each one of us to experience, to express, to manifest our deepest soul truth and soul potentials and our purposes for our existence. You can place your feet now in water and know that this is energized water, and have the deepest, greatest gratitude. There is unperceivable details of information passing into us and passing out of us from this very moment. With every breath, we all take in, there is a deeper connection happening with this divine water element. With every exhaling breath, we all together are exhaling a further deeper connection is happening. You can feel, you can sense, you can vibrate to these higher divine vibrations in your being, in each and every cell of these 100 trillion cells that are being aligned, that are being reprogrammed with this divine knowledge and information. Conscious intake and conscious out breath. Conscious intake and conscious out breath. We are all so blessed. Feel the flow of the energy and information. In this deeper connection, notice any information or message that is being passed from the water element. Just be open. It can be in the form of voice, can be in the form of images, in the form of a visualization, in the form of a voice, in the form of a feeling. Just be open. Become that water in which you are now connecting yourself. to be in connection with the water. And notice the connection we all together are experiencing. Let us all be very grateful for all the integration that we experienced, for all the alignment that we underwent in this session. Be grateful to each and every master who were around us to assist this process of connection to the water element. Let us be grateful to each and every meditator connecting in this group now. Let us be grateful and slowly become aware of your surroundings. Slowly become aware of your physical body. Last 20 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. Slowly place your hands over your eyes for a few seconds. When you're ready, you may open your eyes and take off your hands. Welcome back, friends. Hope you all had a very good connection to the water element and a higher integration that is necessary to our lives. So, anyone would like to share? Let this connection with water element, the very property of water element, which is expressive, which is flowing, also do the sharing by expressing your experience. So, I invite you all to kindly come forward and share how you got connected to the water element. You can unmute yourself and go ahead. Yes, Neelima, please.
Hi, Ram.
Hi.
For me, this session is really rejuvenating. So, usually, like when we come after home, there will be a lot of things, right? Like thinking how the day went and so on. But when I soak my legs and connecting with water, there are no other thoughts completely. So, in order to go to deeper levels, this really helped me, this session. Yeah. So, I'm like really happy after this.
Wonderful, Neelima.
Yeah, it's very
Thank you.
much refreshing for me, especially. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Lakshmi ji.
Yes, Ram, it was really very refreshing. Actually, today I did not get any thoughts where it was not necessary for me to deviate anything. It was completely thoughtless mind, and it was rejuvenating.
Wonderful, wonderful to hear that.
Yes, really awesome. A very nice experience, I would say.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Friends, be careful. And now that when you come out, we were in water for such long time. So as you move out, be very cautious, please. Yes, Balaji.
Uh, yeah, very powerful. The moment I put my feet in the bucket of water, immediately I got connected to the energy, and I felt a lot of vibrations going through my body, especially in my head. My head started feeling very heavy, and then I started feeling a lot of vibrations on my forehead.
Hmm.
Thanks a lot. I
Wonderful.
still have those vibrations. Thank you.
Super. Super. Yes, friends. Yes, Usha.
Yeah, Ram, it was very refreshing, and I could probably meditate with full cautiousness, and I still feel this numbness, and it was very soothing. It was kind of a spa experience, I would say.
Mm,
So it is absolutely something which never happened, or I never tried it. So it is very good. Thank you so much.
nice to hear that, Usha. Thank you. Yes, yes, Swapnaji, please go ahead.
Beautiful session, Ram. Um, as everyone said, it was very rejuvenating, and I was very open. I was hearing some lot of people talking. I don't know what exactly they were talking. Some known faces and some unknown faces. But there was one word that I heard. I think it's part of Lalita Ashtotram, Rajatachala something. I don't know why I heard that word. I don't know the exact meaning of that, but I know it's part of the Ashtotram. I really need to go and search.
Mm-hmm.
But it was beautiful, and actually I had mild heaviness in my shoulders and
Mm-hmm.
neck, the stiffness. Uh, I feel much better now.
The
Wonderful.
meaning of Rajata Achala means silver mountain.
Okay, yeah. I was expecting that from you, Balagaru. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know. I heard that word. Someone saying that word. That was the only word I could hear clearly. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Andy. Anyone else, friends?
See, I also visualized the water flowing from a mountain onto my head.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard the water, noise, as a music, when you are doing the meditation.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Anyone else? Yes, Lakshmi ji.
Yes, Ram. Just one doubt. Like sometimes in meditation, you also get into the sleep state. So, is that good for meditation or it is not good?
So there is nothing bad in meditation. So everything is a good experience because we become aware that we also slept. So that in itself is a good experience. So this can happen. So that's fine. You will become more and more aware as you keep practicing. So that's fine when you experience it. Nothing bad in that.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else, friends? This is a nice opportunity to express the energy of water because that's the very fundamental emotion of water flowing, expressing. So if anyone else would like to share, please go ahead. Yes, Swapnaji, you can take off your feet and yeah, just feel, do as you feel. Yeah, you can do that now. For me also, it was a wonderful experience. Uh, Everything was just happening because it was nothing scripted or planned or a drafted meditation. It was just flowing. So that was powerful. I could resonate and connect with all of you. That was the strongest energy I could see, and basically I could see that connection, like the Earth seen in a 3D dimension, and each one of us sitting in different locations, and there was this energy grid I could see, strong energy grid, and at that moment my whole body shook with that vibration, and I could feel immense flow of information. I would rather say alignments happening as I was guiding. So I could just express things that I was experiencing and guide you also at the same time. So wonderful experience altogether. So thank you all. Yes, Jyoti ji.
Hello, this is my first time joining in this beam meditation. Uh, Actually, when you were saying those words about in the beginning, you were saying about the water element.
Yeah.
Did you write it, or did you get it from a written source, or is it your own? Because I
Which,
felt really connected to those words.
which one, ma'am?
In the beginning of the meditation, you were saying that water, there are trillions and millions of water cells in the body.
Yes. So,
Was it your own, or did you?
so the
I mean,
numerical part, those are all coming from, let's say, various studies.
okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. That's what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
That's really wonderful meditation. Thank you very much. It's
Great,
really
great,
good.
Jyotiji.
It's really good. Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yes, friends. Okay. So that's great to hear each one of you. So now we move to the next part, um, the book reading session. Over to Madhu.
Friends, before Madhu starts, I would like to announce tomorrow's element. So, we are going to connect with an earth element, and for this, we will experiment with any plant if we have at home. No, just have a plant with yourself, and we will experience the meditation along with the earth element tomorrow. Yes, Madhu. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Neelima. And first of all, thank you, Ram. That was the beautiful session. And it was very hard for me to come out of this session. And I was communicating with the water, and as if I'm just standing, and then I'm shielded around, as if, like I'm shielded with water around, as if I'm in a water bubble. So it was very, very powerful, and a lot of information has been shared. And also, as Ram mentioned, that um, I could see the earth, and we all are connected. The same feeling I had also experienced. I cannot come out of it. It is very deep, and thank you all. It's all the group energy, and it's the energy of the water that had made these beautiful experiences for each one of us. So thank you once again. So am I audible, friends?
Yes, yes, Madhu. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So, okay, let me get back to the story. Many Lives, Many Masters book. I want you all again to close your eyes while I'm reading this. 3.5 months passed since our first hypnosis session. Not only had Catherine's symptoms virtually disappeared, but she had progressed beyond merely cured. She was radiant with a peaceful energy around her. People were drawn to her. When she ate breakfast in the hospital cafeteria, both men and women would rush to join her. You look so beautiful. I just wanted to tell you that, they would say. Like a fisher, she would reel them on an invisible psychic line. And she had been eating unnoticed in the same cafeteria for years. As usual, she sank quickly into a deep hypnotic trance in my dimly lit office, her blonde hair spilling over in rivulets on the familiar beige pillow. I see a building. It's made of stone, and there is something pointed on top of it. It's in a very mountainous area. It's very damp. It's very damp outside. I see a wagon. I see a wagon going by the front. The wagon has hay in it, some kind of straw or hay or something for the animals to eat. There are some men there. They are carrying some type of banners something flying on the end of a stick. Very bright colors. I hear them talking about Moors, and a war that's being fought. There is some type of metal, something metal covering their heads, some type of head covering made of metal. The year is 1483. Something about Danes. Are we fighting the Danes? Some war is being fought. Are you there? I questioned. I don't see that, she answered softly. I see the wagons. They have two wheels on them, two wheels, and an open back. They are open. The sides are open with slats, some type of wooden slats held together. I see something metal they wear around their necks, very heavy metal in the shape of a cross, but the ends are curved, the ends are round on the cross. It's the feast of some saint. I see swords. They have some type of knife or sword, very heavy, very blunt end. They're preparing for some battle. See if you can find yourself, I instructed. Look around. Perhaps you are a soldier. You are seeing them from somewhere. I am not a soldier. She was definite about this. Look around. I have brought some of the provisions. It's a village, some village. She was silent. What do you see now? I see a banner, some type of banner. It's red and with white with a red cross. Is it the banner of your people? I asked. It's the banner of the king's soldiers, she responded. Is this your king? Yes. Do you know the king's name? I don't hear that. He's not there. Can you look around and see what you're wearing? Look down and see what you're wearing. Some type of leather tunic over a very rough shirt, a leather tunic. It's short, some type of animal skin shoes, not shoes, more like boots or moccasins. No one's talking to me. I understand. What color is your hair? It's light, but I'm old, and there is some gray to it. How do you feel about this war? It has become my way of life. I have lost a child in a previous skirmish. A son? Yes, she was sad. Who is left for you? Who is left in your family? My wife and my daughter. What was your son's name? I don't see his name. I remember him. I see my wife. Catherine had been both male and female many times. Childless in her present life, she had parented numerous children in her other lifetimes. What does your wife look like? She's very tired, very tired. She's old. We have some goats. Does your daughter still live with you? No, she is married and left some time ago. Are you alone then? You and your wife? Yes. How is your life? We are tired. We are very poor. It has not been easy. No, you have lost your son. Do you miss him? Yes, she answered simply. But the grief was palpable. Have you been a farmer? I changed the subject. Yes, there is wheat, something like wheat. Have there been many wars in your land through your life with much tragedy? Yes, but you have lived to be old. But they fought away from the village, not in the village, she explained. They must have they must travel to where they do battle over many mountains. Do you know the name of the land that you live in or the town? I don't see it, but it must have a name. I don't see it. Is this a very religious time for you? You see crosses on the soldiers? For others, yes, not for me. Is anybody alive yet from the rest of your family other than your wife and your daughter? No. Your parents have died? Yes. Brothers and sisters? I have a sister. She's alive. I don't know her, she added, referring to her life as Catherine. Okay. See if you recognize anyone else in the village or your family. If people did reincarnate in groups, she was likely to find someone there who was also significant in her current lifetime. I see a stone table. I see bowls. Is this your house? Yes, something made out of care, something yellow, something from corn or something yellow. We eat this. All right, I added, trying to quicken the pace. This has been a very hard life for you, a very hard life. What are you thinking of? Horses, she whispered. Do you own horses or does somebody else? No, soldiers, some of them. Mostly they walk, but they are not horses. They are donkeys or something littler than horses. They are mostly wild. Go ahead in time now, I instructed. You're very old, trying to go to the last day. Try to go to the last day in your lifetime as an old man. But I'm not very old, she objected. She was not particularly suggestible in these past lives. What was happening was happening. I could not suggest away the actual memories. I could not get her to change the details of what had happened and been remembered. Is there more to happen in this lifetime? I asked, changing my approach. It is important for us to know. Nothing of significance, she answered with emotion. Then go ahead. Go ahead in time. Let's find out what you needed to learn. Do you know? No, I'm still there. Yes, I know. Are you seeing something? A minute or two passed before she answered. I'm just floating, she whispered softly. Have you left? Have you left him now? Yes, I am floating. She had entered the spiritual state again. Do you know now what you needed to learn? It was an another other hard lifetime for you. I don't know. I'm just floating. Okay, rest, rest. More minutes passed silently. Then she seemed to be listening to something. Abruptly she spoke. Her voice was loud and deep. This was not Catherine. There are 7 planes in all, 7 planes, each one consisting of many levels. One of them being the plane of recollection. On that plane, you are allowed to collect your thoughts. You are allowed to see your life that had just passed. Those of the higher levels are allowed to see history. They can go back and teach us by learning about history. But we of the lower levels are only allowed to see our own life that has just passed. We had debts that must be paid. If we have not paid out these debts, then we must take them into another life in order that they may be worked through. You progress by paying your debts. Some souls progress faster than others. When you are in physical form and you are working through a life. If something interrupts your ability to pay that debt, you must return to that plane of recollection. And there you must wait until the soul you owe the debt to has come to see you. And when you both can be returned to physical form at the same time, then you are allowed to return. But you determine when you are going back. You determine what must be done to pay that debt. You will not remember your other lives, only the one you have just come from. Only those souls on the higher level, the sages, are allowed to call upon history and past events to help us, to teach us what we must do. There are 7 planes, 7 through which we must pass before we are returned. One of them is the plane of transition. There you wait. In that plane, it is determined what you will take back with you into the next life. We will all have a dominant trait. This might be greed or it might be lust, but whatever is determined, you need to fulfill your debts to those people. Then you must overcome this in that lifetime. You must learn to overcome greed. If you do not, when you return, you will have to carry that trait as well as another one. into your next life. The burdens will become greater. With each life that you go through and you did not fulfill those debts, the next one will be harder. If you fulfill them, you will be given an easy life. So you choose what life you will have. In the next phase, you are responsible for the life you have. You choose it. Catherine fell silent. This was apparently not from a master. He identified himself as be of the lower levels in comparison with those souls on the higher level, the sages. But the knowledge transmitted was both clear and practical. I wondered about the five other planes and their qualities. Was the stage of renewal one of those planes? And what about the learning stage and the stage of decisions? Of all of the wisdom revealed through these messages from souls in various dimensions of the spiritual state was consistent. The style of delivery differed, the phraseology and grammar differed, the sophistication of words and vocabulary differed, but the content remained coherent. I was acquiring a systematic body of spiritual knowledge. This knowledge spoke of love and hope, faith and charity. It examined virtues and vices, debts owed to others and to oneself. It included past lifetimes and spiritual planes between lives, and it talked of the soul's progress through harmony and balance, love and wisdom, progress towards a mystical and ecstatic connection with God. There was much practical advice along the way. The value of patience and of waiting, the wisdom in the balance of nature, the eradication of fears, especially the fear of death, the need for learning about trust and forgiveness, the importance of learning not to judge others or to halt anyone's life, the accumulation and use of intuitive powers, and perhaps most of all, the unshakable knowledge that we are immortal. We are beyond life and death, beyond space and beyond time. We are the gods and they are us. I'm floating, Catherine was whispering softly. What state are you in? I asked. Nothing, I'm floating. Edward owes me something. He owes me something. Do you know what he owes you? No, some knowledge he owes me. He had something to tell me, maybe about my sister's child. Your sister's child? I echoed. Yes, it's a girl. Her name is Stephanie. Stephanie? What do you need to know about her? I need to know how to get in touch with her, she answered. Catherine had never mentioned anything to me about this niece. Is she very close to you? I asked. No, but she will want to find them. Find who? I questioned. I was confused. My sister and her husband. And the only way she can do that is through me. I am the link. He has information. Her father is a doctor. He is practicing somewhere in Vermont, the southern part of Vermont. The information will come to me when it's needed. I later learned that Catherine's sister and her sister's future husband had put their infant daughter up for adoption. They were teenagers at that time and they were not yet married. The adoption was arranged by the church. There was no information available after that time. Yes, I agreed, when it's the right time. Yes, then he will tell me. He will tell me. What other information does he have for you? I don't know, but he has things to tell me. And he owes me something. Something. I don't know what. He owes me something. She was silent. Are you tired? I asked. I see a bridle, was her whispered reply. Tackle on the wall, a bridle. I see a blanket lying on the outside of a stall. Is it a barn? They have horses there. They have many horses. What else do you see? I see many trees with yellow flowers. My father is there. He takes care of the horses. I realized I was talking to a child. What does he look like? He's very tall with gray hair. Do you see yourself? I'm a child. I'm a girl. Does your father own the horses or just take care of them? He just takes care of them. We live nearby. Do you like horses? Yes. Do you have a do you have a favorite? Yes, my horse. His name is Apple. I remembered her lifetime as Mandy, when a horse named Apple had also appeared. Was she again repeating a lifetime we had already experienced? Perhaps she was approaching it from another perspective. Apple? Yes. Does your father let you ride Apple? No, but I can feed him things. He's used for pulling the master's wagon, pulling his carriage. He's very big. He has big feet. If you're not careful, he will step on you. Who else is with you? My mother is there. I see a sister. She's bigger than me. I don't see anyone else. What do you see now? I just see the horses. Is this a happy time for you? Yes, I like the smell of the barn. She was being very specific, referring to that moment in time in the barn. Do you smell the horses? Yes. The hay? Yes. Their faces are so soft. There are dogs there too, some black ones, and some cats, lots of animals. The dogs are used for hunting. When they hunt for birds, the dogs are allowed to go. Does anything happen to you? No. My question was too vague. Do you grow up on this farm? Yes, the man who is taking care of the horses. She paused. He's not really my father. I was confused. He's not your real father? I don't know. He is not my real father. No, but he is like a father to me. He's a second father. He's a very good to me. He has green eyes. Look in his eyes, green eyes, and see if you can recognize him. He's good to you. He loves you. He's my grandfather. My grandfather. He loved us very much. My grandfather loved us very much. He used to take us out with him all the time. We used to go with him to where he would drink, and we could get sodas. He liked us. My question had jolted her out of that lifetime into observing superconscious state. She was viewing Catherine's life now and her relationship with her grandfather. Do you still miss him? I asked. Yes, she answered softly. But you see, he has been with you before. I was explaining, trying to minimize her hurt. He he was very good to us. He loved us. He never hollered at us. He used to give us money and take us with him all the time. He liked that, but he died. Yes, but you will be with him again, you know that. Yes, I have been with him before. He was not like my father. They are so different. Why does one love you so much and treat you so well, and the other one is so different? Because one has learned, he has paid a debt he has owed. My father has not paid his debt. He has come back without understanding. He will have to do it again. Yes, I agreed. He has to learn to love, to nurture. Yes, she answered. If they don't understand this, I added, they treat children like property instead of like people to love. Yes, she agreed. Your father still has to learn this. Yes, your grandfather already knows this. I know, she interjected. We have so many stages we go through when we are in physical state. Just like the other stages of evolution, we have to go through the infancy stage, the baby stage, the child stage. We have so far to go before we reach our goal. The stages in physical form are hard. Those in the astral plane are easy. There, we just rest and wait. These are the hard stages now. How many planes are there in the astral state? There are seven, she answered. What are they? I questioned, looking to confirm those beyond the two mentioned earlier in the session. I have been only told two, she explained. The transition stage and the stage of recollection. Those are the two that I am familiar with also. We will know the others later. You have learned at the same time I did, I observed. We learned today about deaths. It is very important. I will remember what I should remember, she added enigmatically. Will you remember these planes? I inquired. No, they aren't important to me. They are important to you. I had heard this before. This was for me, to help her, but more than that, to help me, but more than that, too. Yet, I could not quite fathom what the greater purpose could be. You seem to be getting so much better now, I went on. You're learning so much. Yes, she agreed. Why are people now so drawn to you, attracted to you? Because I have been freed from so many fears and I'm able to help them. They feel some psychic pull to me. Are you able to deal with this? Yes, there was no question about it. I'm not afraid, she added. Good. I will help you. I know, she replied. You are my teacher. That's all for today, friends. So, again, an interesting topic. Though they have mentioned about deaths, but it's about, we know this concept of karma. So, whatever we had done in the past, we have to pay for it. And it's very interesting that we all bring some challenges along with us so that we can work with the challenges and we can overcome those challenges and we can be free, like the greed or the lust which I mentioned here. So if we I will start to do that from today. If there is something that is very challenging for me today, like it there must be some pattern in each of us that unknowingly we don't notice it. So right from today, I will try to see what is this challenge, what is this thing that I have brought from above so that I can work upon. So I will try to work on that. So if there is anything that you want to share, friends, from this chapter, please go ahead and share your views. It is very important to discuss so that we all can open and we all can learn.
Madhu, I just
Yes,
have a
Balaga.
question.
Yes, please,
Um,
Balaga.
uh, See the 7 planes they mentioned, the masters mentioned.
Mm?
Is similar to the ones Patri sir mentioned, like Bhu Bhuvaha, Suvaha, like until
Yes,
Satchala.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
yeah,
Everything is, you see that the number 7 has a great significance.
yeah,
The
yeah,
number
that's
Edu Kondalu, like that means you have to pass these,
correct. Yeah,
like it's like a doors, like you have to pass from one door to another door. After you pass
yes,
this door, the new door opens. So I think this is what is the 7 number is the 7 chakras in our physical body, and there are many more chakras in the higher above us. So the 7
yeah.
number
So
has
we
a
learn lessons and grow and go to higher, one step
yes
higher.
higher planes, yes higher
Higher
planes,
plane.
and yeah.
Yeah,
So if we don't learn those lessons, I see that we come back with more challenges. So that's why, like many people ask, oh, why am I having all these troubles? Compared to, like for example, my grandmother always says, why am I facing these many problems? Like that means that they have not learned their lessons, what they have to learn maybe in the previous lifetime or in this lifetime. That's why they are still seeing them as a problems. But once, if somebody comes to you and they say that these things, then we have to educate them that like whatever are the challenges, you see it in a different angle and you work upon them, and then that's how you become
right way
free
to
of them.
understand.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just that they don't understand. Everybody, like everybody are lost. So it's time for us, if we know something, it's time for us to impart this knowledge to them.
yeah,
First, by trying it on ourselves, by working, as Patriji says, simple 5 E's, which are my favorite ones. Like the first E is experiment. Anything, whatever you hear, you have to experiment it. Whatever you read,
experience.
experiment, experience, enlightenment, and evolution and enjoyment. So anything to begin with, we have to first experiment it. And then at the
Right.
end, we do enjoy. Surely we do enjoy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So thank you, Balagaro, for sharing.
Wonderful reading. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Any other sharings, friends?
Hey Madhu.
Hey, Archana.
Hi. Sorry,
Yeah.
don't mind these days, like in between meditation and book reading, I'm not, I just feel like closing my eyes and continuing
Mm,
in the book reading.
mm,
So that it'll be like a long meditation for
yeah.
me.
Mm,
So yeah, the meditation was really good. And when it comes to this book reading part, I totally loved your voice modulation between
mm,
uh, a child and
mm.
the main person. That was so sweet. Like it was really as if like one child is answering, especially in the barn and all that, those experiences.
Mm,
And then this point about like why one of us why like the two people in the same family, why one treat us so well,
mm, mm.
and why that was a really catchy point. And if one knows that, then probably we can give the benefit of doubt to them.
Yeah, right.
That was a very very good point. And perhaps if only most of us would know this concept,
Mm,
that like
mm.
they have not paid their debt, and they're still
Yes,
lingering into those
yes.
bad, you can say bad karmas, or like whatever they like debt
Mm,
and all that they were talking about.
yes, yes.
So yeah, but one thing I didn't understand was the plane of like the collection
Recollection,
there. Yeah, exactly.
recollection, recollecting.
Recollection,
It's
recollection.
like you see, like it's the same thing, no? Like we in the movies, we all know that
Hmm.
Chitragupta Chitta, we say that, no?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
That
Chitragut.
once we vacate the body, we
Uh-huh.
go to the other planes and we see all that we have done. There will be a
Acha.
Chitragupta waiting.
Uh-huh.
Just in that movies, they show it in that way, that
Acha. Okay.
where you
Hmm.
recollect your physical whatever had you have done
Oh.
in this
Uh-huh.
life, so that okay, you
Uh-huh.
see, okay, now here I have done
Ah.
this good, here I have done like this, maybe I
Oh.
should have done the other way. So you recollect
Ah.
everything. So recollect everything, because
Oh.
sometime we forget, we tend to forget things,
Got you.
but
Got
when we
you.
go to the that planes, we will be remembering all those things. That is a plane, it is mentioned in that book.
Mhm. But as
So
per
I
our
think
beliefs, Chitragupji reminds us of all these things, because they say
yes,
he has the Lekha Jokha. Lekha Jokha means like all the doings and undoings
akashic
of every.
records, yeah, akashic
Right.
records.
In Hindi, they call it Lekha Jokha.
Mm-hmm.
So probably he's the one who writes everything about all our doings and wrongdoings and good doings, everything. And then probably he'll be the one who will tell, ki this is all the things which have done good and this. So, kind of balance and
Mm-hmm.
this and that. Right? Okay. I was not, yeah, that's a good. And how about the debt? Like how do we pay the debt and then move forward? Like I didn't get
How
that
do we
point.
pay the debt is like, like once we know, debt can be the interesting part I have also read now in this book is this
Mm-hmm.
part where, once you vacate your body and you go to the other
Mm-hmm.
planes, you have to wait for that person who
Mm-hmm.
to pay the debt. So after he comes to that physical, to the higher planes, then you agree
Uh-huh.
upon, and then you decide that okay, now we will go to that plane, and this makes a lot of sense, because in Sai
Mm-hmm.
Baba's books, like Shirdi Sai
Mm-hmm.
Baba
Mm-hmm.
books,
Mm-hmm.
and also in many books, it's been mentioned that like once there is this story. Uh, there were two friends in Sai Baba's book. I'm sharing
Mm-hmm.
that there were two
Mm-hmm.
friends. They were merchants, and they, if I remember the
Mm-hmm.
story correctly, they later they had some issues. One was earning. very good amount of
Mm-hmm.
like one was earning nicely and the other was not earning nicely, so they have
Mm-hmm.
some issues and all these things. And then the next lifetime when they take, they one will be like
Mm.
a snake and the other one will be like mungis or something like that, mangoes or something like that.
Oh.
So
Oh.
frog, exactly, frog. So then
Oh.
Sai Baba says, kab tak tum jagadoge, till when you will fight, like you
I
have to
think I recollect little
understand.
bit.
Yes,
Oh
so
yeah,
like
yeah,
he
yeah,
says
yeah.
something, something like that. He
Mm.
says, like
Mm-hmm.
the
Oh.
yeah, and these things, it all makes sense, though we have heard it just like a story.
Yeah. And
But
another thing which I would like to add, Madhu, is that it's a very simple thing which my mom used to always say that, but I don't know whether it's connected to this one or not. Ki udhari udhari hai. Udhari means like borrowing. If I
yes,
borrow something from you, I have to give back in this lifetime. If not, I'll
mm,
have to take birth to give you back.
of
And they
course,
say like that's what she always said. Like even with
yes,
the daughter also, nahi udhari udhari and this one is like
yes,
if you're
yes,
giving, it's
yes.
a different. But if
Mm,
I'm borrowing something from you, or if you are borrowing something from me,
mm-hmm,
then
mm-hmm,
we should give back each other,
mm-hmm.
because otherwise
Yeah.
we'll have to come back again or take birth again,
Mm,
to pay
yeah.
it back, or that kind of a
Yes.
thing. So I
Yes.
think it is in some way related to this.
Yes. And also
Could
there
be.
is this wonderful story. I think we all should remember this, that what happens is like uh, when we vacate our bodies and we go to the other planes, in that plane, there are so many souls and there are so many masters around us. It's not only we. So there, there is this higher master, and then the higher
Mhm.
master says, "Are you ready to go to the earth plane?" Yes, I'm ready to go. Then,
Mhm.
that master suggests, okay, you have to, like now there will be some challenges for you in the earth plane, because that they were your debts. You have to clear them. So who will come
Wow.
forward, like there must be
Uh,
some person, no, there must be some
uh-huh,
person
uh-huh.
so that you have to pay that, like
Yeah.
you have to face your challenges through that person,
Challenge.
right?
Wow.
So there comes one hand raised, like in those souls, one hand raised, and you see that your friend is walking, said, like hey, like you remember solely that friend,
Mm.
like, and then that friend says, I will volunteer for you. I will come down with you. I will come in one time in your life where I will give so
Mm.
much challenge. But remember,
Mm.
I'm coming there just to help you to transit, or just to help you to pay the debt.
Wow. Wow.
So
Such a lovely
um,
thing.
like the but remember this. Do not forget that we had an agreement in the here we had an agreement in the soul plane that we will I'm just there to just clear your debt. Okay, so don't get carried away, don't like don't prolong this debt. So but what we do is we come back, we take birth, and we forget everything, and we see our mother-in-law is speaking to us so much, like
Mm.
we say, oh my god, why is my mother-in-law like this? Or you say your boss is like that, why is my boss behaving to me like that? But it is all we who have agreed that these persons have to come into our lives,
Wow.
that like they put so much challenges to us so
Challenges
that
in between us.
we can be compassionate towards
Wow.
them, and we can remember, oh yes, they are my friends in the other worlds, like why am I behaving with them like that? Why am I judging them? So there must be something that I have to learn from these situations. So there you have to open. So like this is very interesting story,
Wow. Very
and I
interesting
really
actually.
really connect to it. Then there are no enemies. If you see it in that
Yeah.
way, then you don't have any enemies. You are compassionate to everybody. So I think everybody should remember these things. When we remember
That's a
that,
lovely story, Madhu. Thanks for sharing. It is a good point. It's a really
yeah,
good
it's
point. Probably they came just to, for us to pay our debts back.
yeah,
Good point to remember.
yeah.
Great, great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
also
Good
thank
one
you.
more
points
thing
come
I
out
want
when we discuss something.
Yeah, something will come out when we discuss. Yes. Yes,
Madhu,
Balagaru.
I also learned after coming to hear from Pattiji's talk,
Mm.
that, like we are all souls at different levels, like
Mm.
infant, child,
Yes. Mature,
uh,
old soul, and yeah.
adult, mature, all
Mm.
these different. So
Mm.
basically, we need to understand the other person when he's not behaving, in the right way.
Mm.
That to think that he's in a, in a like a baby soul or
Yes.
immature soul,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
someday he will come to a higher
And
state,
yes,
higher level.
exactly. That is one more perspective, Balagaru. Yes, that is one more
So
perspective.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
when we have that sense of knowing, then
Mm.
we try to judge the other person,
Mm.
and we don't
Right.
have when people behave nasty.
Mm.
We,
Yes.
that is I that is the reason people who are like enlightened
Mm.
like Swamiji,
Yes.
whoever
Enlightened. Mm-hmm.
enlightened people, they don't get upset when the other person is behaving, not in a right way, and try to teach them. And
Yes.
other people, like ordinary people, think why is he, is so close to that person when he's cheating the society, something like that.
Mm.
Uh, I think that's,
Yeah.
I like this idea of different souls, and souls at different levels.
Yes. The stages of soul evolution. Mm.
Yeah, soul
Yeah.
evolution.
Yeah. Great. Yes, Swapna, you want to say something, Swapna?
Madhu, I wanted to ask after the session,
Mm-hmm.
after the water session,
Mm.
uh, my feet are kind of burning. Like I have a burning sensation in feet. I mean, it's not terrible or unbearable, but
Mm-hmm.
I can clearly feel my feet burning. So
Okay.
wanted to know. I was curious, like why that was happening.
Maybe I have no clue, Swapna. Maybe it's all,
Um,
like for me, when I said this to do the raw food retreat, when we were doing the raw food retreat, we are putting our feet every day like for 10 minutes in the water, warm water with some
mhm,
salt.
mhm.
So the whole idea is to cleanse ourselves, like so
Yes,
that the water will take everything, whatever is, like it
yes.
cleans everything. So this is the reason why I did. Maybe it's like a healing that happened to you. So
Yeah,
maybe,
probably,
yeah.
yes. Yeah. I was also
So,
curious about that word, why I got that Silver Mountain word, why I
oh, that
heard.
is, see, like those are Silver Mountain are nothing but Himalayas. That's what I was just, um, um, I was just when I heard that, I wanted to share that it's a Himalayas, right? The Silver Mountains are Himalayas. So that
Wow.
is where this Akasha Ganga, like
Yeah,
the
because that
Shiva
silver,
and
yeah, silver is here related to the snow. Yeah.
yes. So that's what
Beautiful.
I pictured, the Himalayas and then Akasha Ganga, and then that's where Ganga is again water. So water is nothing but information. So we all, like got connected to water and getting these information from the cosmos.
I I remembered that word because I went into a state wherein I was hearing this, and again I snapped out, and I'm thinking about that. No, I need to remember this word, why I heard this.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we read Ashtotaram, right, I heard
Mm-hmm.
this. Like, so I suddenly somehow I didn't recollect the meaning, but
Mm-hmm.
thanks to Balaji that she told us. Yeah.
Yes.
So very nice to hear, especially during Kartika Masam. I feel very good hearing
Very
about
nice.
that.
Very
Yeah.
nice. That's
Thank you
nice.
so much,
Thank
Madhu.
you.
And
Thank
this
you so much.
water, we can just pour it outside, right?
Yeah,
Anywhere.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can pour it out. Yeah.
Because sometimes with salt water, they say don't put it for plants or anything, right? Like
No, no, no.
outside.
Don't. No, no, no. You just put it in the sink.
Sink. Yeah, that's
Yes,
what.
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Madhu.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Swapna. Thank you, everyone. See you all tomorrow. Bye bye. Have a lovely day, a lovely night, and a lovely evening. Namaste to all.